Stop! In the name of DLC! Yes, today we look at some crime-tastic DLC coming soon to Battlefield Hardline called Criminal Activities. Not but a few weeks ago, we were invited to go check out this new DLC, so I, Tommy Rage, leapt across the Atlantic Ocean and landed squarely in Visceral's office in San Fran to see what it had to offer. I've played all the maps, I've used all the new trinkets, I've danced the night away, and rode thug style into my hood, mate. Thick in it blood! So, I'm going to give you the 411. Pretty sure that's what they said. On all the new stuff you'll be seeing, and what I think about it, you slag. First up, let's have a look at the meat of the DLC, the maps. Backwards is a sprawling outdoor environment with a traditional Battlefield map vibe, definitely great for modes like Conquest and Hotwire. The aesthetic of this map was rather pleasing to my peepers, and also contains a new vehicle type for you to bomb around in. It's only a bloody pickup truck. I enjoyed my time gallivanting through the trees like a woodland elf, and I would say this is my second favourite map of the DLC. The first being Cold Blue, an oddly named map for what is essentially a nightclub. Yes, a flashy techno disco dancing nightclub with multiple levels for you and your friends to enjoy. Why not take a trip to the rooftop bar or cruise on down to our huge dance floor and enjoy a laser and light show whilst you get absolutely wasted. Stop! Yes, sorry, well, what I mean is Code Blue's nightclub is a huge infantry-focused fighting pit surrounded by some smaller buildings and other areas allowing you to enter the club from many ways. However, as fun as it is, the indoor light show and blaring music can become quite distracting during times of combat, and I would have quite liked the addition of some kind of power cut style levolution which plunges the club into darkness and maybe even turns on some emergency lighting inside for some dimly lit battling at the bar. Onto The Beat, a small night map set in a residential area with a focus on close quarters fighting, suited mostly for modes like Blood Money and Heist. I kind of felt this map didn't have much going on for it. It didn't look particularly impressive visually, and the main living areas seem to be mostly lifted from the single player campaign. However, it does have this monstrosity. Every pimp's dream, a tricked out lowrider with a chain steering wheel and of course hydraulics allowing you to bounce your way into the hearts of any lady and or hoe. This map also sports a petrol station, or gas station if you must, which can be detonated to cause a pretty explosion. Get your shopping hat on, it's Black Friday! Black Friday is an elongated infantry map with multiple level shops and storage areas for you to fight across. It manages to provide a good balance of short and mid to long range encounters via the use of long corridors and winding hallways. But beware the marker, hidden in the back room of a clothes store. What? Why? What? What does it mean? It's a good map for things like Team Deathmatch and the new game mode, Bounty Hunter, which we shall talk about right now. Bounty Hunter is a new mode for Hardline which will be well known under another name, Kill Confirmed. Yes, this is Hardline's own version of the popular Call of Duty mode which tasks players with not only shooting their enemies, but collecting their spinning discs of bountiful goodness afterwards to net points for your team. You can also collect a fallen teammate's dancing necro coin before the enemy to deny them some points. Whilst I myself have always enjoyed this mode in other games, I do feel like Hardline could have added their own spin on the mode in some way to make it stand out a bit more. Perhaps have players who drop higher bounties when killed based on their current kill streak, or even have the announcer task you with killing a specific enemy player for bonus points within an allotted time. There's not much more to say about this mode, but all in all, it's a nice addition to a heavily infantry-focused game like Hardline. So that's where you'll be fighting, but what will you be fighting with? New weapons of justice and also crimes. First up is the KSG-12, a new enforcer weapon for the boys in blue. It's a pump-action shotgun with a high magazine count of 14, meaning more shooty and less reloady. However, its slow rate of fire means it may be more suited to those longer range engagements using some hot 12-gauge slugs. Next up, the SG-510 is also a new enforcer weapon for those pesky policemen. It's a beastly looking assault rifle, which I basically had no luck with at all. But that could be because of my terrible aim and shoddy reaction speed. The FN FAL is a criminal-only battle rifle for the Enforcer class, and everyone who was playing at the event seemed to praise it like it was Jesus 2.0. It did seem rather powerful over mid to long range, especially when set to single shot mode for some hyper-accurate head-popping. The M1A1 is a new submachine gun for everyone.
What do you mean everyone?
Everyone! Yes, everyone. It's for both teams and can be used across all classes, and it's totally free, meaning you won't need this DLC pack to obtain this gun. But hold your horses, mister! I found it to be woefully inept across the board due to low damage output and no option to add any sight whatsoever. It is indeed just a bonus weapon you can use for, as the internet kids would call it, the lulz. Finally, there is a new battle pickup in the way of the nail gun. Yeah, it's nothing like that. It's a super short-range, high-damage gun, which can net you some DIY-tastic kill streaks when used in the right situation. Well, that's all the guns. What of the new gadgets and attachments? AP tracer rounds are a new unlock for your battle, assault and designated marksman rifle, which lets you fire glorious red beams out of your gun in the hope of dealing extra damage to armoured victims. Breaching rounds let you do this. Blam! 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 It's an attachment for the shotgun which launches a close-range explosive directly in front of you, useful for taking out doors and indeed some unsuspecting fools. The tactical toolkit is an enforcer gadget for both teams which lets you tactically turn the tide of turmoil in your direction. By which I mean it speeds up any objective-based activity, be that stealing blood money, planting charges, hot wiring cars, or even capping points. Tactical! There are also 8 new masks to equip, 4 for each side, all of which will give you a boost to your XP gain in a certain area. Good for all the grindy point farmers out there. And there it is! That's everything you can find in the new DLC for Hardline. What did you think? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Tell me! But first, I'll tell you how I feel about it. Whilst I found the maps well thought out and the addition of new guns and gadgets nice, I felt there was a big thing missing with this DLC, and that's a theme. Criminal Activities doesn't really have any overarching theme, which made the DLCs for BF3 and BF4 feel so unique. Which is weird because there's a lot of scope for themed DLCs in Hardline. Like, how about a SWAT DLC, which adds some kick-ass special weapons and gadgets, all based around police special units with some all-interior maps, like Close Quarters for BF3. Or maybe an organised crime DLC introducing some suave-looking mafioso criminals along with associated weapons and vehicles of the criminal elite. I'm really hoping this kind of thing is on the cards in the future for Hardline. Adding a theme for DLC packs makes them that much more desirable and more marketable than anything else. And I personally would love to see the inclusion of a London DLC, in which I can pretend I'm in the popular UK show The Bill, waltzing up to loitering ne'er-do-wells and threatening them with this phrase. Hello, hello, hello.